Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yet another YouTube video and another day. Thanksgiving approacheth. Halloween is over. That's a holiday season. Beautiful season. Time to talk about, well, I don't know, indifference. Time to talk about everyone's individuality and their freedom to express themselves. Not too much, mind you. That would be awkward. Hey, you'd have to walk into a store. I was about to say Stop and Shop, shows where I'm from. Go into a store and see some guy like, oh my God, the Xbox is on sale. Hope he's got a paddleboard or something. That's really creepy. Anywho, point is, all this is just to say a few phrases kind of getting sick of hearing. My old man specifically tells me it all the fucking time, and I love him to death. But every time I talk about something, like, people are like, hey, how y'all doing? And I admit Southern people are very fucking nice when you're the same color as them. I'm sorry. Too soon, South? Too soon? Yeah, come on, shut up. Anywho, point is, they'll all walk up to you and they'll always expect you to shake their hand. If you don't shake their hand, it's disrespectful. You have to shake everybody's hand. You have to do this. I've offended a lot of people because I've started to say, me damn it. No, I'm not religious. I'm just tired of hearing about it all the damn time. People, ask me and then I let them know. Now, I respect every religious choice. I respect all that. I'm just tired of... I know everyone's religious preference at my work. And it took them a while to find out that I'm not religious. And, your best friend's with someone, you probably should know him. You just pick up stuff as you naturally go along. But these personal things are just starting to kind of annoy me because it's... everyone expects you to be the same way they are. Now, my boss gets irritated with me because I'll tell him, he'll ask me, well, if you don't feel someone's working to 100, if someone's not working to 100%, disciplinary action is necessary. And I let him know people work at 40% at best most of the time. And he said, well, that's your opinion. Maybe that is their 100%. And I'm sorry, but if that's people's 100%, then they don't need the job. People need to start moving faster, moving with more efficiency and more intellect. How hard? And this is the weird thing. I'm going to let you know what I do now for a living. It's not complicated. I work at a Little Caesars. It's not a complicated job. It's not a, person handed me $5.35. I'm sorry, the person handed me $20 for a $5.35 pizza. How much change do I hand back? It's not complex. It's not complicated. Or if they hand you $20 and they hand you 65 cents, I've actually had people stop and ask me, what do I hand it back? I'm about to hand them $14.65, right? Yeah. We'll just make it 15 even. Why? That's what I'm talking about. And it's not that people, I'm not mocking people. I'm simply stating a fact that they just don't understand. That people don't try anymore. That, if you were to go by that code, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, you have to live entirely by that custom. Now, I understand when you move into an area, what that basically means is do as the Romans do. For example, if I move to England, I have to drive on the other side of the road. And there are so many rules and etiquettes that people just don't listen to, don't follow, that would make life easier. Now, rules are set in place to make life easier, to stop bad stuff from happening, which it's sad that people have to do this, have to make these rules because people don't listen. Now, when you're walking down a hallway, try to stay to the right, pass people on the right, unless you're in a country that drives on the left side of the road. For example, England, all that shit. You then walk on the other side. Simple steps. There are 2 doors. Go on the right one. Don't park in front of buildings. Simple steps. Even if it's raining, you take showers and you don't fucking melt. You're not going to melt in the rain. People with kids. Well, I've got kids. I'm picking up a call-in order. There's no excuses. You're just lazy. Period. And these are the things that people always tell me about. Is it bothers me? No, the thing that bothers me is that something that small. What happens if something actually important happens? If you can't do something minute, how can you do something complex? It's just not right. And the point is, these people just don't care. They basically do this to be pains in the ass. And I'm going to start some common etiquette videos. And it's going to basically discuss not what I believe should happen, simple rules that would make life easier for everybody. For example, when you go into a restaurant and you eat at a table, and I'll pretty much discuss a whole video about this, kind of clean up after yourself. Now, obviously, if a drink spills, just try your best to clean it up. You don't have to clean up the entire thing if you don't want to. Thing is, it's an accident. You deliberately drop it on the floor. As far as food, finish your food. Don't be wasteful. Unless you're allergic to it in my house, we ate it. That's how we found out my sister was allergic to cinnamon. But anyway, point is, being respectful. Point is, it's just trying to put yourself in another person's shoes. I mean, down to movie theaters when people drop popcorn all over the damn place. I mean, just throw your trash away yourself. You have any idea how hard it is to sweep those floors and keep those floors clean? I mean, you have sticky spots on the carpets and shit. I mean, some of those movie theaters have carpet floors and people just drop soda all over them. Then it sits there for an hour during the movie because they can't just walk between people and sweep and scrub. So they have to go between movies and scrub all that stuff up. And they don't have much time. They get yelled at by their bosses and all this crap. And they're not making much. It's a minimum wage job. It's not like they're making fucking $20, $30 an hour to pick up your crap. Which there have been people who sat in movies, and I've never seen anyone do it. But don't, come on. We all know that one jerk that has peed in a cup because he didn't want to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we all have, we all know somebody that's done that. Not seen them personally, but know somebody who's done that. And then that poor bastard has to pick up your piss cup. And then what happens if he drops it on his fucking shoe? Now his foot smells like piss all day? Again, common etiquette. But, one person does something, and then it just spreads because there you go. Well, you know what? This guy did it. That guy did it. Why not me do it? I mean, it's been done before, so it's not out of the ordinary. I mean, look at it this way. I live right behind a Burger King. Now, everybody knows that a drive-through, you go around the building entirely and then leave. If you could picture it, this is the building, and you go around the drive-through and completely around the building. Some people, because the parking lot goes, well, I might need a visual for this one. And a pen, maybe. Never prepared. Didn't even think I'd need a pen, but ow. There we are. I know, I put you down. Bastard. Anywho. Thing is, oh, you son of a gun. There we are. Okay, I thought my phone was still recording. Oh, basically, that's a very bad drawing. And that's basically the building is the big blot and the lines. They're supposed to be parking spaces, but I suck at drawing parking spaces. As you can see, I tried to draw the parking spaces down, which means if you're draw the arrow where people are supposed to be driving, right up there, through the parking spaces. But people go reverse, backwards, down the parking spaces. Come in through drive-throughs where you're supposed to be, then turn and do that. And they'll come in through, you see where the drive-through is. Oh, sorry. Jeez, you see this? Wow, how ill-prepared I am for this. Oh yeah, let me just turn the camera around. Keep forgetting I have two different cameras on this phone. or not because it won't let me turn the camera while I'm recording. Wow, I did not know I couldn't do that on this phone. Anyway, but as you can see from that, well, it'll go straight up and down. Oh, crap. This video does suck. Anyway, you get the gist of it. And what happens is people are supposed to go up and the other way. They're supposed to go to the left. They're supposed to go up and then the other way, not past the parking spaces. And I said this to the Burger King employee, not being mean. I told them, if they keep doing that, if you guys ever get a real big surge of customers, that's going to present a problem. Recently, McDonald's in this town shut down for renovations. So what happens? Excuse me. The customers from McDonald's still want a burger. There's Hot Atlanta Wings and Burger King. Now, if I want a cheap meal, quick drive-through, I'm going to go to Burger King, not Hot Atlanta Wings. These people on break. So, the overflow goes to other businesses in the area, specifically the Burger King. I let them know this. In one day, generally you'll witness people just beeping at each other, being overly rude, going the wrong way, saying, well, how dare you come into Burger King driving the correct way? In one day, I witnessed 3 near collisions. Not near misses, because they did miss each other, but near collisions. 3 in one day because of this, because of the overflow of traffic that was coming through there. Fortunately, no one was hit, and no one got into an accident. But what if? They're still closed, McDonald's. And we've gone through a few Fridays so far, but, Thanksgiving's coming up, Black Friday, in which case, I don't think many people are going to be going to Little Caesars because we don't open until 10. I meant to open until 11. But the point is, these restaurants open at 7 in the morning. Some people aren't there at 4 in the morning. Some people go there for 7 because the people that are there at 4 in the morning, they don't need to shop for 4 hours. So you figure 2 or 3 hours, and that hour, everyone's steadily leaving. Hour to clear down the aisles. They're all waiting at the registers. You don't get all the deals, but you can still shop, and it's more clear. That's my reasoning. So at 7 o'clock, they're probably going to be going to fast food restaurants just to grab something before they go there. And, a cup of coffee, a friggin' croissant, and all of a sudden some Nimrod is just, drinking his coffee, spills it in his lap, and crashes into him. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying why risk it? It's not worth it. These are just common etiquette rules that never get followed, which, don't worry, I'll find out how to draw stuff and do a much better map in another video. But it's just common etiquette, common rules that just get avoided, ignored, like parking in front of buildings. Now, most people will always tell me, well, people have an excuse. What if they're handicapped? That's what handicap spots are for. Next question. Okay, what if they have children, don't want to leave them in the car? Well, clearly, if they cared about their kids, they wouldn't leave them in the car. Well, you don't have kids. Yes, but that's a natural consequence. If you have children, it's because you fucked. Your fault. That is a natural consequence of sex. Well, unprotected sex. Point is, well, even condoms break. I get the point, but the point is, if you had a child, that's your job. That's your responsibility from now on. Not ours, not everybody else's. Because some people have to make people move so they can back out of the parking lot, which I'm not going to try to draw another parking lot. You don't need to see that. But it's more wide than it is height-wise as far as from the building to the curb. There's only enough for the parking spaces at about 12, 15 feet. So basically just enough to go in there and that's it. So if someone parking right in front of the door, you can't back up, otherwise you'll hit them. So they have to either move forward or backwards so you can back up this way and go, or, that's the only way you can because it's a one-way in from the left, from the right, and they come in left. The point is, that's another, I know I say the point is, there's a lot of fucking points. That's another it's just not etiquette. It's not proper. because you're delaying people. You almost cause accidents and just being lazy because you don't want to go by the rules, which the rules are not in place to be mean. The rules are not in place to be a dickhead. The rules are in place so people don't crash, people don't get hurt, and people don't suffer needlessly because of idiocracy. I mean, you also have doors, for example. If there are two doors, go to the right one. I've opened up the right door a few times and people have stood right in front of the door, coming in on their left side, my right side. Like, I'm opening the door to leave and they're, oh, thank you. And it's like, excuse me. And I walk by them. I'm sorry. I'm going to be mean. I'm opening my fucking door. There's a door right next to it. Now, I'm going to let you know this. If there's one door, here's the rule. And this is not me saying it because sometimes I have to move. Now, if I push the door and no one's carrying anything, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, check your privilege. You're not special if you're a damn woman. Last time I checked, I'm not a fucking gentleman. The door opens the other way. I leave, they enter. The door opens inward. That's a toss-up. Because if the building is a big building, I could see space, all that shit. But if it's a small building like a Little Caesars where we have limited space, let the people leave before you come in regardless, especially since 90% of the time they're probably carrying a couple of boxes, which that's another rule. If I've got two boxes, one stacked on top of each other, and I'm leaving out of a door, you don't have to open the door, but get the fuck out of my way. I'm carrying something. Now, if you've got a baby and I've got two boxes, sorry, the baby's not that heavy. Two boxes. Again, emotion does not need to outweigh common sense. Let's face it. Unless you got a really fucking heavy baby, in which case you can afford to drop it. It's going to be fine. And the thing is, if both people are carrying boxes, that's just a toss-up. Like freaking coin toss at a damn football game, and the one person just needs to move and not be a dick. Point is, all these rules are in place so people don't walk into each other. Why you try to walk to the right. Why you walk in the right door. Because some doors don't have fucking windows, and there are two doors side by side. So if it's a push-out door, and I'm standing on one side and some dickhead hits me with the door, and I'm on the correct side, that's on him or her. Not do as the Romans do. Well, we just walk in any old door we want because we don't know no better. More bad grammar for you. But the point is, they're just rules to simply make life easier and just go by them. They're not my rules. They're common sense rules that just make sense. That's why they're common sense, because common sense isn't common. Rules should be, at least. Think of the anarchy if there wasn't a specific side of the road to drive on. Stop signs didn't exist. And to the stop signs, I say supermarkets. When you're in a main aisle, and you know what the fuck a main aisle looks like, this I can actually draw because they're just going to be lines. So this will take 5 seconds. Oh, hold on. Here we are. That's the best way I can put it. Now, sorry about the big delay, but the grocery store. Now, as you can see, I drew an A and a B, which the B might be backwards, I think. Yeah, the B is backwards because I'm an idiot. Now, let's say these are the aisles. Now, each line represents an aisle. Now, A is walking out of the aisle. B is on the exterior of the aisles and is walking down where they have the pallets and displays. Most stores like Walmart's have those. Now, if I'm person B, and let's say I've got all these food aisles on my right, which you can't see, they're all on my right. I'm walking straight down. Someone is walking out of, I don't know, let's say the breakfast aisle. Stop and look. Don't just walk out, because if you walk into me, that's your fault. You're the fucking idiot. Now, granted, I've got a clear line of passage, You don't. But I can't also see you until the last minute when you walk in friggin' front of me. And try to stay to the right as much as possible. Granted, the aisles are big enough in most sections, even the electronic sections where I have the bins with the movies, the TVs, and all that shit, where you can fit one cart side by side. But a lot of people will walk, too many people side by side by side. Try to be respectful. Think of other people, not just yourself. And these are all, I'm sorry, common etiquette things that you can do and should do just to make things easier. Now, if you see someone who needs help, should you help them? Maybe. An elderly person who's bringing out groceries, ask them if they need help. If they don't need help, all right, I got it. Move on. But basically, it's just this do as you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'm sorry. Again, I just can't wrap my mind around that because you should just be courteous to people. Four-way stops, courteous, all that. And the thing is, when you're going through these common sense rules, they're just decent things to do. Like, you can make up your own scenarios just to try to find out what would be the most appropriate thing to do. Not the most, most nicest thing to do. And I know that's terrible grammar. And it's like, well, what would Jesus do? Just stifle that for a minute and just do common sense. Just, what is appropriate. And not this isn't kosher, this is kosher stuff. Just basic rules. For example, if someone's sidewalks too, actually. I just thought about that one. Now, when you're crossing a street, obviously, if the person has a safe distance to stop or there's a red light, basically just try to go when the green hand, is like, or the guy's walking. When the red hand comes up, obviously just freaking stop. Another thing, driveways, parking lots, all that stuff when someone's leaving a parking lot. Now, and even in the parking lots, because there was this fucking woman at Walmart, my sister was halfway past the car at least, and I heard the ignition start. And then she started to immediately back up. I was about a quarter of the way past the car. My cart, being in front of me, obviously, was, touching the tip of it, and I was behind her, and she had to stop, which she got angry. And I said, ma'am, we were already walking past your car when you started your car. Therefore, you stop. Now, if you start your car and I'm the next car down from your car, still you're in the wrong. I'm close enough to go by your car and you to pause because you should at least sit there for, 1, 2, all right, we're clear, back up. However, if I'm 4 cars back and you start your car and I run up real quick like, oh, she's trying to go first. I'm the asshole. You have to measure that shit out and just do approximate speed the person's going. And I'm sorry, that's how you do it. It's not my rules. It's common sense. Stop signs as well. Now, if you're 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths back from a stop sign, I'm already halfway across the crosswalk, don't go. That's on you. But if you are there and I'm halfway across the other, I'll just stop. Hey, you go. Then I go. Just common sense, common decency. Don't block people. People go over the line unless you know you have it. Don't go. If the light turns red and you're still over the line, back the fuck up. To people who are in the middle, though, turning left, not the people turning right. This is the people turning left. You have to go. You cannot block traffic. People coming down, which my mother was hit by a fucking cocksucker, and I wish I could say nigger for this, but he happened to actually be black. And I happen to actually be black. I don't mean that means nigger. I mean he's black, and if I say it, they'll just construe it as racist rather than ignorant, which that's what the word fucking means. That's how I use it. I'm from the North. I hold no prejudice except for religious idiots, which I'm sorry. I will always continue to think religious people are idiots because I'm schizophrenic. I got enough fucking imaginary friends up in my motherfucking head. I don't need a fucking deity that's not real. I'm sorry. Flat out, God's not real. There are no gods. There are aliens. That's pretty much it. And we're aliens. To other aliens. All of us. Yeah, anywho. These common sense rules will just stop so much shit. For example, dog shit. It's another huge pet peeve of mine. And I know a lot of people have beef with this. You know, I'm not prepared. Oh my God, I walk my dog. And I'm like, because I live right next to a Burger King. You know, you guys have seen it in a few of my videos. And it pisses me off that people will try to walk right in front of my fence. I'll show you in another video where people, I've actually gotten a video of someone just taking a shit and asking them questions like, excuse me, why are you walking in front of my fence? Does that seem like a reasonable thing? Well, I have a bag. Well, I've got one. I just gave him a bag. So you're going to pick that shit up now? Where's the trash? Trash is right over there by Burger King. You're a customer over there. Throw the trash in the bin over there. And the dude was going to leave shit on my yard. Sometimes I take shortcuts. I like to cut across the grass and go across the street. I don't want to step in dog shit. And sometimes people cut across grass. Now, here's the general rule of thumb. If you're going across a parking lot, now the way the Burger King's set up, I'll shoot that in another video so you can see it's appropriate to cut across that grass. Because it's small enough, people stand on it. Some grass, like people's yards, banks, big enough grass, don't cut across, you're just being lazy. Stand on sidewalks. But it's basically a rule of thumb thing. You have to... No. You have to go by each measurement, each distance, each scenario. See, is it appropriate to cut across this? And the risks of, am I going to step in dog shit because people walk their dogs in grass that's not theirs? That's on you. And I'm going to get into that all, basically each etiquette things. This is just scratching the surface of etiquette and common etiquette and decency. Which I'm sorry, I think it's fucking rude when people drive the wrong way, park in front of buildings, let their dog shit wherever they want, go in the wrong door, go out the wrong door, and basically one cut in line. I mean, this isn't child shit. These are basic rules that everyone should know as a child. Oh, and basically trying to bully people. When someone says something, they'll say, what'd you say? And get mad at them because they're a higher position in the business or they think they can kick your ass. Basically think they have one up on you so they can treat you like shit. I'm going to be honest, I've treated a few people like shit, but I've never pulled rank or fucking strength into anything. I'm a kind of guy who just says fucking say what you mean and I can respect you later. But don't fucking talk behind my back because I hate that. Which goes into another thing. Bullshitting about people. Just say shit to people's faces respectfully. Dude, I can't trust you. You're a liar. That's not being rude. If someone's a liar, call them what the fuck they are. If you say someone backstabs people or talks behind people's back, dude, I can't trust you. You're manipulative and you're a backstabber. I've worked with quite a few. Anywho, that's pretty much it for this. Just freaking treat people how you want to be treated. And I know I vented and got a little angry, but these are all just my opinions. These are how I feel and how I view the world. That's the only reason why I do these, and to vent my frustrations, my angers. And I'm sorry to religious people. I cannot trust anybody who has imaginary friends. I can't. I do not believe in religion, nor will I ever. Nothing will ever change my mind. I'm too old. I'm too angry. And I'm sorry, too smart to believe in such nonsense. That a virgin gave birth, a guy made this world in 6 days. There's one God, fuck all the other gods, and all the egotistic crap that comes from every deity. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Just my opinion, but no. Anywho, that's all. You guys have a good one.